All right, we're recording. Hey, you, and welcome. My name is Mike, and you're joining me and Keith for the Halloween special of the That Chapter podcast. Very good,
Thanks,
Sam.
man.
As you can tell, we are deep in the haunted woods of somewhere.
Yep.
You'll never know. But today we thought we would do a listener story, which we
Always enjoy doing.
And frankly, need to do more of, and keep promising that we will do more of. And
But
break
we
that
never
promise.
do.
Yeah, we always do. So today, though, we're doing a very special one for this Halloween.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We are deep in the woods of spooky country. Oh, what's that? Is that an L?
Ooh, I can hear it. I can hear ghouls and ghosts and goblins.
Ooh, they're all out. It is the day of witches and ghouls, after all. So come with us as we tell you stories that you sent in, our beloved listeners. Our beloved listeners, you're sending in your great stories. Please keep sending them in to mikeohhello@gmail.com. We need to get a dedicated email address.
We do.
Mine.
Your personal email.
Yeah. But you know what? Keep sending them in.
Yeah.
As always, we have a great lineup of stories that are from you folks. You guys are becoming part of the podcast. So, but as always, we don't read them out in the order that they're sent in.
Nope.
Some of these stories that we're going to read out today were sent in years ago.
Yeah, there's like 200 pages in the doc. There's
Yeah.
a lot of stories. We've a lot to get through.
Yeah.
We will get through them all.
Yeah,
at
that's
some
your
point.
camera, by the way.
I'm looking at you. I'm talking to you.
Oh, okay. Great. You don't have to.
Okay.
So yeah, without further ado, happy Halloween, folks. Welcome to the That Chapter Halloween special. And Keith, you want to take it off? By the way, we should explain our costumes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm dressed as Ghostface. I do have the... Where's the mask? Oh, here it is. So I am dressed as Ghostface. You can't hear shit when I'm wearing this mask. Whoa, look at that bird.
Whoa. That could be a bat. That is a bat.
Was that a bat?
That's a bat.
That was way too big to be a bat. No, wait, was that a bat?
That was a bat. It had the bat wings on it.
Holy
It was
shit.
huge. We are in the woods.
We are in the woods. Holy shit. Wow, that was massive.
That was
a
huge.
bat. I thought it was
Yeah.
like a seagull. Like it was that big. No, genuinely. Wow.
Oh, spooky.
Keith, what are you supposed to be?
I am a trick-or-treater from the 90s. So back in the 90s, this is how we used to dress up. You got a black bin bag, and you cut a couple of holes in it, put your head through, put your arms through, and then you just some sort of face paint. And I'm a ghoul, I guess. And I have my trick-or-treat bag here beside me as well. So inside a trick-or-treat bag, ooh, what do we got?
Ooh,
what do we got?
This is the scariest things of all, folks.
I have monkey nuts.
Oh, shit. Most
Which,
people call them peanuts.
Are they?
They're peanuts.
Well,
That's
they are
all
peanuts, but
Yeah.
they're sold as monkey nuts, no?
I don't know.
Okay.
We always call them monkey nuts.
We
I
always
don't
call them
know.
monkey nuts.
I don't
I don't
know
know
if
why.
anybody else does.
Well, the monkeys love them. Yeah, do you want a monkey nut? You good? You're good. I got what else is there? Oh, yeah. A bruised orange. Yeah. usually-
Halloween classic, as
Classic.
we all know.
Oh, yes. And of course, a can.
That's the greatest Halloween of all
Absolutely,
presents,
yeah.
honestly.
If you got
Keep
one of
them
those in
going.
your bag, you'd be doing well.
Yeah.
Right. So the first story today is from Kimberly.
Hi, Kimberly.
Okay. So Kimberly goes, "Hi, Mike and Keith. My name is Kimberly. I am from the south side of Chicago.
Oh, da bears.
I actually have family in Ireland too. My grandfather came from County Cork.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Fucking Rebel County. Oh,
Right.
just you feel lang or so. You all just like.
Sure, boy.
That's what Cork people sound like, by the
yeah.
way. That's what your granddad sound like. I hope you're proud of that.
Good old Cork. The capital of Ireland, according to the people of
from
Cork.
Cork.
How do you know someone's from Cork?
They'll tell you.
Oh, they'll tell you. So I personally don't find these experiences frightening, but they were definitely unexplainable and help me feel that there are spirits around us. Ooh. Right, so to set the story, I've gone through some rough times throughout my life, as we all have. However, I lost my little brother to an overdose, and it brought me to my knees. Then, a few years later, my uncle, who had raised me and was like a father to me, ended up in hospital due to treatment for chronic leukemia. While there, he developed an infection. The hospital staff kept saying that he was fine, even after moving him to the ICU. The staff said he wasn't one of their sick patients and we should go home and get some rest. Needless to say, we did not leave. But I did go to the waiting room to try and get some rest. I fell asleep literally with a cookie in my mouth from the vending machine. I was so tired. I don't know if I was completely asleep or in that weird in-between stage. Nevertheless, I dreamt of someone walking towards me. However, it was just a black silhouette in the shape of a person, faceless, almost like a shadow. It kept walking towards me, but no matter how much it walked, the person was never right in front of me. Regardless, in my dream, I knew it was my brother, and although he didn't talk, I knew that he was telling me he was coming to take my uncle home. It woke me up and I immediately went back into the hospital room, and almost immediately my uncle started having changes in his vital signs. The nurse said that she was just going to change the pulse OX because she thought he was fine, but I just knew he was dying because of that dream. He coded within a few minutes and ultimately passed away after 15 minutes of CPR. I felt somewhat at peace because of this dream. Shortly after, my 3-year-old daughter, middle child out of 3 kids, kept saying she saw Grandpa in the room while she was playing. She would also say that she had dreams about Grandpa. We asked if he said anything, and she said verbatim he was drinking Dunkin' Donuts coffee, and he said that you were always in my heart. Jesus, Dunkin' Donuts, they have branches everywhere these days, don't they? Growing up, it was a known thing that all you got my uncle for his birthday was Dunkin' Donuts gift cards because it was his one vice. He went there every single day. But the fact that my 3-year-old, who would not be aware of this, said this, made it certain that she must have interacted with him in some way. Shortly after, I went to meet him, and he knew nothing and asked nothing about my past life, nor who I wanted to speak with. In fact, my sister begged to come with her husband, and the whole time her husband's family were the ones who came through, which was a little disappointing to me. Suddenly, the medium looked at me and asked if I kept thinking of a question in my head because I was very distracted. He then said, the dead don't know the future any more than you or I, which was what I was thinking about the future, what it would bring. He said a young man was coming through for me. He was either far away in a distance, or he felt far away from the family. He couldn't tell which. My brother fit both descriptions. He died in another state. I know.
Ooh.
So he died in another state and was separated from the family based on his life choices. He stated the young man was crossing his arms across his chest, which was a sign that he is taking ownership of what happened to him in his death and not to blame myself anymore. It was crazy on point. He also said that there was an older male who came through and wanted me to know his passing was very peaceful and he was ready to go. Then the medium said, you have 3 and your one in the middle is different. I shook my head, no, confused. But he said, I'm not talking about gender, I'm talking about different in the way that I am different. She can see things that others can't. She is spiritual. And my middle child was my 3-year-old, as I mentioned. He said if you foster it, she will have the gift. If you ignore it, the gift will eventually go away. My daughter, now aged 15, still states that she sees visitors in her room, but never seems too scared. That's weird.
Man, maybe we should have her on the pod.
Right? Yeah.
Get her to send some stories in.
Although it scares the crap out of me, lol. She also used to sleepwalk, come down from her top bunk, literally stand in front of you, staring at times or run around in a circle and never remembered anything. It was frightening as a parent, as I always thought she was going to hurt herself while sleepwalking. She once told there was a lady walking down the street in a white nightgown. I was thoroughly freaked out at that time. Anyways, I'm not sure if you'll ever read this. We are. But I'm glad I got to submit and hope someone finds some hope in the fact that our loved ones are still with us, even when they are gone from this world. As Keith would say, see ya.
See ya. Alright, good story. I like how, so for this Halloween special, that was a good story. It was a nice story.
Yes.
It's a pleasant ghostly story. The ghosts are like, they're alright.
Yeah,
They're a bit
yeah.
of alright.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
they're
yeah.
chill. They're chilling, they're having a good time.
Friends of the pod. Yeah.
Friends of the pod. My next story is not so. So this next story on the TCP is from Tatum. All right, Tatum.
All right.
Sent in your story. Let's go. Hello from Australia. Stop. Do the accent. Oh, I love listening to the podcast. Shit. Okay, that sounded better in my head, as always. I love listening to the podcast on my commute to work, particularly the fan stories and Keith's spooky tales. Ooh, where's Keith gone? He's left the podcast. Where is he? Let me preface this story by saying, whilst I believe in ghosts and ghouls, I always try to find a logical answer before coming to the conclusion of a spooky encounter. These few events I experienced in my bedroom, however, cannot be explained by reason. When I was in year 8, my family purchased their renovated beach house with 3 bedrooms. My bedroom, the 4th bedroom, was originally the formal dining room at the front of the house that my parents had converted. It was away from the other 3 bedrooms in the house. I often felt uneasy in my room. It often felt like I was being watched at night. I thought it was just me getting adjusted to my new home, until my friends started telling me the same thing when they came to visit. Some nights the unease would be so strong, I would have to sleep with the light on.
Of course.
For the first year and a half, nothing happened. The feeling of being watched was as far as anything went. until the night of my first encounter.
Ooh.
Shit's getting pretty real. When I was in year 10, so it's 2 years, I woke up in the middle of the night. I snapped awake as though someone had said my name. To my horror, there was a face staring back at me. Before I could react, the face off, faded away. I quickly turned my bedroom light on to inspect the room. I thought maybe my younger sister was playing a prank. My squeaky bedroom door was shut. I mean, well, that's pretty prank.
I know, right?
Staring at you.
How did you fade away? That was crazy. Well done.
My squeaky bedroom door was shut. I had not heard it open or shut. There wasn't a mask hanging on the door handle next to my bed. There was no reasonable excuse. That face is burned into my memory. It was so pale, grey, with the slightest hint of blue. Keith, is this your face?
That's creepy. Right, I know. Yeah. It was
Do
me.
you know Keith?
It sounds like the face from The Exorcist.
Yeah.
When it just kind of pops up. Yeah. Zuzu, yeah.
The eyes were the darkest black I had ever seen. The lips were thin and moving, but there was no noise being produced. It faded like smoke dissipating. I slept in my sister's bed for the rest of the night. I'll sleep in your sister's bed too if that happened to me. For weeks, I slept with my light on and slept with a Bible under my pillow. I'm not a religious person, but this felt comforting. I tried talking to my family about what I had experienced, but they all quickly dismissed it, thinking it was a dream. For the next few months, I would hear the odd, inexplicable noise. My windows would shake on still nights, but I did not see the face again until the following year. One stormy night, I was sitting on the floor of my room. We are in the woods. One stormy night, I was sitting on the floor of my room talking to my boyfriend, now husband. We were discussing Romeo and Juliet in preparation for an assignment because he hadn't read the play. I had my blinds open to watch the lightning as it moved off the coast. A bang on my window startled me and drew my attention. I then started hearing this low groaning sound that started getting louder and louder and louder and louder until it was louder than the storm outside.
Ooh.
Suddenly,
What if it's like the ghost banging his head? It's like,
he doesn't realize there's a window there. Suddenly, the face appeared in my window. The windows shook and I watched in fear as the face got bigger, then quickly floated away. The sound getting quieter. I think it actually probably was. He was like, donk, donk. My stepdad ran outside thinking a peeping Tom had been peeking through the windows. The rose bushes outside my windows had not been disturbed. There was no impressions in the grass. There were no footprints. My parents thought it was my mind playing tricks with the lightning and dismissed it. I slept in their bed that night and slept with the light on for the rest of the year.
Don't blame him. It's probably his sister again.
Probably. Or it could be you.
Could be. It was me.
The following encounter, Keith,
Yeah.
was terrifying.
Okay. Locked in.
I was laying in my bed when something hit the window right next to me. I screamed. The window was hit with so much force that it should have broken. The windows began violently shaking, and a deep, growly voice started shouting, "I know you're in there, you bitch! Open the fucking window! I just want to play with you!"
That's a way to ask.
Alright, go on then.
That's why I used to knock on your door when we were kids. I know you're in there, bitch. I can see you.
And now I'm like, I'm not going to be able to play. My parents heard this as they ran into my room to investigate my scream. My stepdad ran outside thinking someone was out there. The sound suddenly stopped, but there was no one to be seen. No footprints, no footsteps of someone running away. The streets were eerily empty.
Ooh, it's empty, bitch.
My parents assumed it was someone playing a prank. I was terrified. I spent as much time as I could away from the house. I would spend the weekends at my boyfriend's and would try and stay in my stepsister's room when she wasn't with us. My room was the only place I felt unsafe. I was the only one being haunted, which is a story I've heard before, that it's like not places aren't haunted.
People are haunted, yeah.
You could be haunted, dear listener. When my partner would stay the night, I felt safe. One night he shot awake, screaming my name, waking from a deep sleep. He had seen the face in his dream.
Oh,
weird. He had awoken to a ball of paper being thrown at him. Which, okay, sounds got a mile.
Sorry, wrong head.
He couldn't move and he couldn't speak. He watched as the face formed a body and continued to throw paper balls at him. Which, I mean, as demons go, it's like, it's pretty chill in fairness there. Yeah, it sounds like a bit annoying.
Yeah.
Though he heard no laughter, he could tell he was being laughed at. The bully demon, the worst of all. He was trying to call out to me, but could not find his voice until the ghost had vanished. We searched the room. The paper on my desk was untouched, and no paper balls were found. After this, I researched and purchased some incense to burn in my room, and I started reciting the Lord's Prayer whenever I felt scared. I don't know if this was the cause, but there weren't any encounters after that. The feeling of being watched, though, remained, but I never saw the face again. So now he's just invisible. Maybe even making it worse. I don't know.
That's creepy.
We're in the woods. This is creepy enough.
It's
It's also Halloween. We are recording this on Halloween.
Well, we are. It's very. I don't know. I feel like with that story, like I get the parents, but like,
Give us your honest thoughts.
it probably wasn't a ghost, but I feel the parents should have taken it more seriously that there was potentially someone outside her window screaming "bitch."
You fucking bitch.
That's a police matter. Like, it's just a prank. It's just kids being kids.
Ghosts. He's just having a good time. He's just goofing around. Those ghosts. At it again. Thank you for taking the time to read through my story, and thank you for keeping me abused on my commute. Much love. All right, thank you so much, Tatum, for sending it in. It's a cool night in October here in old Ireland, the home of Halloween. Yet I imagine in Australia, in Australia, it's probably crocky, bloody warm, isn't it?
Nice and warm. It is pretty cold there.
No, it's like their summertime though. Halloween isn't their summertime.
I'm saying here it's pretty cold.
Oh yeah,
yeah, but
you're bitch.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be warm. So
we have a fire. You lit a campfire first.
This bin bag is definitely going to go on fire at some point.
Yeah,
nice
when the embers go up.
Yeah.
Woo! And you know what? I'm going to record it, and it's going to be great content. All right, Keith, listener story number 2. Who? First time, long time. Who sent it in?
Let's see.
What's your name? Where are you from?
So this story is from Mandy.
Mandy.
Right, so this is Mandy's story.
Okay.
Hi, Mike and Keith. My name is Mandy.
Hello,
and I
Mandy.
live in California. Love your videos and podcasts so much. I have always experienced paranormal things and have seen things from beyond the veil all my life.
Ooh, the black veil.
I have a slew of stories. I picked 2 small ones just to give you a taste of what my life is like. I'm a silver pagan, which is practicing light and dark magic, and was raised to honour Mother Earth and believed in all things witchy by my late grandmother. So, let's give it a go. So the story is called The Ghost Nanny.
The Ghost Nanny?
The Ghost Nanny, yeah. That sounds like a kid's film that The Rock would star in.
Yeah, exactly. Ghost Nanny.
It's Ghost Nanny.
The Rock wearing a nanny's, and he's like, I don't have time for this. Yeah, he's going to beat the shit. Kevin Hart is also in the movie for some reason. He's the evil nanny. Honestly, pay us $1 million for that idea, and you can have it.
We should cut that.
Sounds like a straight to
before
Netflix
someone steals
piece of
it.
Shit. All right.
I once lived in an old house in Michigan with my now late husband. Our son was about a year old, and his bedroom was above the living room. I was heavily pregnant with my second child and found the stairs hard to manoeuvre. One night, I heard my son throw his bottle out of the crib onto the wood floor with a thud and started to fuss.
Okay.
I stood up slowly and then heard a female voice upstairs. Ooh. My husband was in the kitchen and I called out to him. We stood up directly underneath my son's room and heard a woman singing softly to him. Her son quietened down. We heard the floor creak and then nothing. We both went upstairs to find him asleep with the bottle in his hands. I removed the bottle, looked around, nothing was out of place. I said, "Thanks for helping us." He went downstairs.
The end.
The end. We went downstairs. This happened a few more times, and my husband and I would just say, "Thanks for helping." Then we would go upstairs after she left. I found out an older lady had passed away a year before in that room. Ooh, that's a win, honestly. Like,
is that the story?
That's the first part.
Okay, just two-parter?
So it's two-parter, yeah.
Okay.
So that was the first one.
So that's like pretty good. That's the second ghost story you've told where it's like, actually the ghosts are kind of sound.
It's pretty helpful. I mean, that's like, you got yourself a live-in nanny. Well, technically, I guess it's...
Free nanny.
It's a not live-in nanny.
Oh, an unliving nanny.
An unliving nanny,
you might say. Yeah.
Like that. But either way, free childcare. Happy days. The second story is called The Elemental.
Ooh, okay, now we're talking. It's like, you know, The Elemental. I was in a castle in Laois before I filmed the video. In the early days of that chapter, where that's haunted.
Okay.
It was a Leap Castle, I think it was called. I think it was Leap Castle. I went out there. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's this castle in Laois from like I think it's Laois, County Laois, from like the early Norman days or something like that. Like it's old as fuck. It's like almost like 1,000 years old probably. And so this guy, the castle is privately owned now, but the guy who owns it, he's like redoing it, and he can go and he's happy. He can go on tours and stuff like that. He's happy to let you in.
Yeah.
But it's haunted. It's reputedly the most haunted castle in the world, or one of the most haunted castles in the world.
I've never heard of it.
You've never heard of it?
Never
Really?
heard of it.
No, it is actually famous. I'm not bullshitting.
No, I believe you. I've never heard of it.
Well, I don't think you believe me, Keith, because you have a look in your face that I don't appreciate. So the castle is actually really interesting because there was like a blood what's called red wedding type situation happened in the
cool.
castle, where a lot of people were murdered at a wedding.
Right.
A lot of massacres and stuff, and there's a little oubliette discovered.
Oh, that's just
in the
like
castle.
a hole in the ground, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's in the castle. Like, it's
Yeah.
actually go to the top floor of the castle, and it's like you can look down this little hole, and there's like this little just area where they just would throw people.
Oh my god. Yeah.
But it's allegedly haunted by an elemental. And it's like very terrifying and shit like this. The castle was very creepy. It legit was like actually super fucking creepy. Again, check out the video. But apparently the elemental is associated with the smell of sulfur.
Oh, okay.
And I actually smelt it at one point.
Did you?
Yeah.
Just a fart.
I think it was me, actually. Yeah.
One slipped out.
Yeah, I know. It's like, I shouldn't have had that sushi. But it was cool though. It was a cool castle.
Yeah. So what's the difference between an elemental and a
It's
ghost?
kind of like a demon. It's like not a person spirit. It's like something like a force kind of thing.
Okay, yeah.
More
yeah.
like, I guess it's more kind of like demonic and evil.
Right.
But like it's not like a. I don't fucking know. Okay.
I didn't know to be follow-up questions.
yeah, exactly. Didn't realize this is fucking quiz time.
Okay. Oh, maybe the story.
Maybe this will explain.
Maybe
it.
this will explain.
Right.
Yeah, okay, let's find out. Mandy, we're rooting for you. All right.
Mandy, you got a fucking lot to live up to.
Right. So the elemental. This thing scared the fucking hell out of me.
Okay. Well, there we go. See, now we're talking.
I was injured by it.
See.
Okay, deep. Okay, they're scary.
See, who's laughing now?
So I was living in Alabama in 2005 with my husband and our now 4 kids. I was taking the trash out to the can outside the house around dusk. I felt a wave of warmth hit the side of my face, kind of like the hot air you'd feel when opening an oven that's on. So I felt this coming from the vacant house next door across a small driveway area. I looked over and instantly frozen with fear.
Ooh.
I saw something like liquid fire, black, orange and red flames slide around the back of that house to the side facing our house. It was putting off so much heat I could feel my face and arms burning even from the distance that I was at. It rolled/slid down that house's driveway and I saw it burnt plants and smoke in its wake. I was terrified. It passed our plastic trash can and I watched it melt. I must have made a sound because it stopped and rolled and turned to face me.
Ooh.
Its eyes were like living flames and it had a dripping, gaping mouth.
This is actually. I don't want to like filming this in the wood ski.
I know. I'm scared. I thought I wet myself, but it was just the massive sweating I was experiencing from the sheer heat this thing was giving off. Maybe you should have wet yourself. I feel like that would have given you an advantage. Like, you don't fight fire with fire. Fight fire with piss. That's just facts. I saw the brick of the house next door becoming blackened. It rolled/lurched in my direction. I began to invoke the name of the goddess and I found that I could move again. I turned and ran into the house yelling for my husband. He rushed out, ready to fight, but it was gone. The smell...
Oh, batter it!
Look at him! Where is he? Just had the fire in the chokehold. The smell of burnt plastic and the hot pavement was strong in the air. I was shaking and babbling. My face was badly sunburnt, as was my arm. I had blisters already popping up. Now, my kids never knew, and they'd grown up anti-paranormal and anti-religious, so I knew it would be my secret. My husband believed me 100%, as he always did. He had witnessed many things in the years that we were together and did not doubt me ever. He also insisted on taking the trash out from then on. Look, there's easier ways to get out of chores.
Yeah.
Lying about elementals.
Like, fine, I'll do it. Jeez, Zimmer is he going to lie about it?
Side note, we were visiting some other neighbours and swapping ghost stories, as you do, and the adult son asked if I'd ever seen the elemental. He had described it perfectly to me and told me that it walked the woods behind the houses, setting off small fires sometimes. He would also find small critters and stray animals burnt and charred in the woods.
Holy shit, that's fricked up.
That's weird, isn't it?
That's really cool. But also, like, I don't like the idea we're in the woods and we have a fire.
Oh, right, I know. Yeah, it's us. We're just like... It's just podcasters in the woods.
Yeah.
That's all it is. His mother would put out a warding stones and spells another witch to keep it at bay. Jeez.
How many witches are there in this neighborhood? I think, can we have the address? Can we?
Yeah.
I need vacant, empty houses. Me and Keith will.
Right.
We love witches. Keith is wearing under his costume a T-shirt that says, "I'm the daughter of the witches you couldn't burn right now." That's how much he loves witches.
Apparently, Alabama, you can't move for witches in Alabama. I then warded our property properly and never saw it again. We did continue to have small fires in the forest behind the homes every few months in the 15 years we lived there, and find charred animals in the woods more often.
Your wards did jack shit,
Right?
Mandy.
They were delicious.
Yeah, it's like free food, free barbecue.
I still have small scars on my arm and face to this day. Thanks for listening to the two of many stories I have. Much love and brightest blessings, Mandy.
Thank you, Mandy. They were great stories. I appreciate them.
Yeah.
Hello, Mike and Keith. Oh, sorry. This story is from... Okay, we just brought in the cameras there to make it less creepy, so that when I'm staring at myself, I'm not getting freaked out.
Oh my god, so smoky.
This story is from Heather in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Nice. Hi, Heather.
Hello, Mike and Keith. I've been watching your YouTube for a few years now, and now your podcast since you have started, so thank you. Well, thank you right back. That's what I gotta say to that. First off, I have so many personal stories to share. I've been seeing ghosts/spirits since I was a little kid, and I still see things to this very day.
Ooh, creepy.
When my husband and I first got married in 2011, we were gifted a house. That pretty fucking good wedding
right?
gift. Gifted a house. Jesus Christ. We were gifted a house that had belonged in his family since before 1955. And we moved to North Carolina to clean it up since it has not been lived in for a very long time. So while my husband worked, I would stay home and paint and clean the house, because before his great uncle died, a few years before, he was in his 90s and was a hoarder, so I had tons to keep me busy all day. One morning, when my husband left in the early morning, I was still in bed, waking up, when I heard what sounded like a heavy booted footsteps coming down the hallways to where the bedrooms were. And I said out loud, "Honey, did you forget something?"
Oh, okay.
"Did you?" And there was no answer, and the steps stopped, and I got up thinking it was my husband. There was no one.
Ooh.
I went and looked at the door, and it was still locked, and his car was gone. I was in the basement, which was a walkout basement, and I had my hands full, and I couldn't get the door, and I sighed really heavily because I was going to have to arrange the basket full of heavy laundry to try and open the door. You know, when your hands are full, you have to rearrange it. The hassle of
Pain in
that.
the ass, yeah.
So when I did that and reached for the door handle, all of a sudden the door was pushed all the way open right in front of me, like someone opened it for me.
Oh.
I just said, "Thank you." It's like another helpful ghost, Keith, like
There
you
we go,
had.
yeah. These ghosts just want to help.
I was outside on our property, and we had 6 acres, and it was dusk, when there was still a little light, but it was just getting dark. But I felt like I was being watched. I thought maybe my husband was looking at the window, but when I looked over to the side of our house, I saw the silhouette of a man, but I knew it was not my husband.
Ooh, that's creepy.
It was a man that looked like a farmer-type guy. He had on bib overalls, and he had a brimmed hat, and he had broad shoulders, very well built. It scared me, because at first I thought someone was on our property, but I noticed I could see through him around the head and shoulders and bottom where his legs should have been. The way he was angled, he was staring right at me, but I could not see his face.
Right.
My husband had a family member that came and stayed with us for a little while, and he would tell us all the time the house was haunted. He was asleep one night, and he said he heard the loudest bang, like someone picked up a log and threw it down as hard as they could in the kitchen. He got up, and he noticed there was no one else who was woken up by the sound, and he stood in the kitchen and nothing else happened. I would be laying in bed at night trying to get sleep, but I would have my ear on the pillow and I could hear what sounded like faint radio or music box type music.
Having a jam session.
I know. This actually sounds like a pretty interesting house to live in. I would also sometimes hear people having conversations, like a group of people talking, like men and women. I could never make out what they were saying, but they would just go on and on all the time. I'd also be in the kitchen, and so would other family members, and we would hear very loud, heavy booted footsteps coming up from the basement stairs. I would wait for the door to open, and when it wouldn't, I would go there and open the door, and guess what?
It would open?
No, there's no one there.
Oh.
You weren't expecting that.
Yeah.
This happened to other people in the house too. I think the most frightening incident, though, that happened to me was when I was vacuuming downstairs in the basement. I was cleaning around the chairs in our entertainment area downstairs, and we had 2 recliner chairs down there. And I was behind one of them, bent over, and all of a sudden it was like someone was sitting on it. And they got up really, really fast, like aggressively, after I accidentally banged the chair with the vacuum cleaner.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry about that.
Sorry about that.
I jumped because I thought someone was sitting in it, and I said out loud, "Oh, sorry," just like that. But, Keith, you're going to stop laughing right now.
Okay.
As I stood up, I know this is going to sound so unbelievable, but I saw what I would say was a creature.
Ooh.
I only saw the back of it, but it was about the size of a child. But it had long, stringy hair with bald patches, almost like Gollum. and it was walking away from me. I never saw its face, thank the Lord, but I screamed and it just vanished through the wall.
Oh, that's weird.
I know it sounds completely insane, but I was so scared I started crying and I ran upstairs and I was shaking. I told my husband what I saw and I was so scared. He saw my face and he was so mad. Why was he pissed off? Why? He's like, why are you scared, bitch? He went into his cousin's room and told him what had happened. They went downstairs and prayed over the area and anointed the space with oil.
Oh, okay, that'll do it.
Hey, bit of an El Pray.
Can't
Canter.
say, yeah. They do hate their essential oils, those pesky
Ghosts.
demons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, after that, I would only go down there when I had to due to the laundry machines being down there. But I didn't sit in that chair for years until we moved and ended up leaving it there. We were in our bedroom one night and we had a floor fan propped up on a chair blowing on us because it was so hot and it was almost midnight. We were about to go to bed when all of a sudden it was like something picked up the fan and threw it across the room. It didn't fall accidentally. It was like it was pushed. My husband was also scratched across the top of his hand when he was on the computer, and it felt like nothing was there, but there were 3 scratches across the top of his hands. We lived there for 9 years. We were like, we lived there for 9 years. I had a great life there. I love how these stories always end.
It was a free house.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're not going to complain about all this ghostly shit happening.
That's why it's free.
We have no idea how or why, but I thought you guys would enjoy these stories, and I can't wait to write in more stories later on. Please do. Keep up the good work. God bless. And God bless you, Heather. Thanks for sending in your story.
Yeah.
Folks, send in more. Always be sending in the stories.
ABS, guys. Always be sending.
Mm-hmm. Always be sending. Appreciate it, because we want to keep doing these listener stories, but we can only do them with you.
This is Josh's story. Mike, Keith, I was just listening to your Mike, Keith, I was just listening to your scary listener stories, part 6, and I thought you guys might enjoy this one. If there was a competition for the most hours listened to your stories and banter, my results would be depressing. You both have made me laugh audibly.
Wow, it'd be like 30 seconds and turn it off. It'd be super depressing to us.
Yeah. You both have made me laugh audibly in my office. Keep it up. It's all for you, Josh. It's all for you. It's actually the goal of the podcast. We're trying to get you fired. Little background on myself. I am a religious man. I have no history of paranormal sightings. I'm a content family man, and up until recently, I never suspected I would encounter anything strange. The following takes place stateside in Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Kalamazoo, Michigan, home of a good few true crime stories.
He actually says, same place Mike did a story of the Uber killer shooting.
Jason Dalton. Yeah, he believed like the dog was talking to him or something like that, and it told him to go around and murder people.
Was he?
The dog?
Yeah, was he?
I don't know.
Dog's in jail.
I haven't asked the dog.
The dog's in jail right now. Yeah. So the year was 2012, and I was head over heels in love with a beautiful young woman named Sam. I was 19, she was 18. She, like me, was a Christian woman, and we were roughly 8 months into our year-long relationship. It was pretty serious, and we spent a great deal of time together. She lived with her parents in a lovely home with 3 much younger siblings. The youngest was a little boy, maybe 3 years old, and about the age where he was just starting to speak. Sometime in mid-August, I was at home out riding horses. Ooh, jeez, landed on his feet there, didn't he?
Look at you riding horses, having a great old time.
Previous story, they were given a house. This story, he landed on his feet.
I think our listeners are a lot richer than we are. Guys, start sending that money our way.
I'm wearing a bin bag.
I've got smoke in my eye.
It's getting smaller and smaller with the fire.
We're in scary forests.
Yeah, you're going to have to cut me out of this bin bag we didn't like.
Let's throw you in the fire.
Yeah. So we rode back up to the stable and removed the riding tack to put away when her mother came in to speak with her. She walked away with her while I was putting the remaining items away in the tack room. I caught up to them and saw that they were both in a fairly bothered and quite, not anxious, but perturbed, just bothered. I started to ask and they both dismissed me, and her mother walked away. Rude. Returning to the house with Sam, I saw her mother on the phone. I could hear her talking to her husband and started to get a little emotional. I turned to Sam and asked again, what's going on? She brought me into the living room and started speaking in a hushed voice away from her mom. She told me that when she was a little girl, about 3 or 4, her family had been, in her words, a spiritual depression, meaning that they were not attending church as much, not praying, and all in all, acting as Christians shouldn't. She says that during this time, her mother found out Sam had herself a imaginary friend. Her mother thought nothing of it until it started talking to Sam at night. This really bothered her. And she dismissed it every time Sam brought it up, hoping that she would just, move on from this. She called it by a name which I will not repeat here.
Ooh, come on. You need to repeat the name here. Let's start alphabetically. Adam, Alex, Andrea. We will find it eventually.
She called it the Blank Man, so we don't know what it is.
That even sounds scarier.
The Blank
honestly,
Man sounds
the
scarier.
Blank Man.
In time, She says that the family had returned to a healthier Christian lifestyle and Sam had allegedly stopped bringing it up. Until this day, its name had been forgotten. Then her youngest brother, without prompt, started talking about the same man by name. He never talked about it with anyone, specifically the kids. This really had upset Sam's mom, and we could hear her getting emotional on the phone down the hall. Later that evening, I'd returned to my folks' house. I was curious if anything had come up under that name online. Yes, something had come up almost immediately. They referenced it as a known demon that specifically targets children. Oh. This family I had been spending time with did not use the internet and would not know what it was. I had my skepticism challenged that night pretty good. It scared me enough to never say its name again, nor propagate it for others to hear. It's been years since I even thought of this family. My wife, surprisingly, not fond of any stories that I had about my old flames, so I never tell this story. No way. Your wife doesn't want to hear about your beautiful rich ex with their horse
your
stables.
Horses, yeah, on the stable. Wow.
That shit's going to awaken another kind of demon.
Yeah, it'd be a lot worse than the blank man.
Right. That's why it shook me to my core to hear my 3-year-old daughter say that name.
That is
this
very,
past
very
June.
creepy.
That is
really scary.
Especially you never brought it up.
Yeah.
That's weird. This is not a joke. This is not a ploy for attention. This was real. I never said that name again in my house. My wife didn't even know the story. She told me one day my daughter had an imaginary friend. I asked my daughter what her friend's name was, and she said, the blank man.
Ooh.
It's not even a name a kid could say on accident. It's very specific. I'm not asking you to speculate on which name it could be, and I strongly suggest you stay away from it.
You're not asking us, but we will.
Oh, 100% I'm looking up after this.
Googling right now.
100%.
Begins with an A. Does it begin with an A?
I feel like if it's like, he said like it's not a name that, it's probably not a normal name, so it must be like it's some sort of demon name.
It's going to be one of those demons, like
Pazuzu
or Agazabudu. Some like Babylonian or like one of those old school Mesopotamian style names.
Belzebub?
Beelzebub.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah, Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice?
Oh, that's two.
Oh, fuck. Keep her in the woods.
I never felt a more primal fear than I did in that moment. That's my scary story. Apologies for the abrupt ending. That's all I have.
Honestly,
I hope you
that's
guys,
a good story.
It is a good story. I hope you guys are able to get to this one. We did.
Yes,
we did it.
Oh my god, that was creepy, but it also has me that story has me very eager to find out what that name is, and I think I'm gonna just start listing names.
I can't imagine, like, if they found it on the internet, where
list of demons? Can you just go? Can you Google list it? Can we check that?
I really want to know what it is.
You have a kid.
I do
you find it out and see if it works.
I'll ask her.
Yeah, see if
she's
gets
kind of in the know. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. That was a great story.
Love that.
Honestly,
That was
very,
great.
very creepy.
Really,
Really,
really
good. Thank you for sending it in. Okay, next is mine. This is from... By the way, we need to do another listener story soon. We really, really should.
Oh, just in general? Yeah. I love this. This is great.
So this next story is from Chelsea.
Okay.
All right, Chelsea. Hi, Mike and Keith. I'm a long-time watcher of the channel, but I'm so far behind on the podcast. I'm only now listening to the second listeners' stories. Laugh emoji. By the way, I don't know when this was sent in. Chelsea could have sent this in like 3 years ago when we did. So you're probably not that. You're probably not that far behind at all.
I hope you're still listening.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. She's long gone.
Yeah, that one episode. Fuck that.
Shit. But you keep me company on my early morning shifts before my store opens. I've been thinking about sending this story in for a while now. It's something that has stuck with me for 12 long years since it happened. I try not to think about it because I truly believe this caused a lot of deaths in my family over the years, as ridiculous as it sounds. I have named specific places in the story. I'll leave it up to you if you keep these places in. I mean, it's not going to affect me, so I'm going to leave them in.
If you write it, I'm going to read it.
Yeah.
So
we read as written here. We're not editors. This is the truth zone, folks. This is the truth zone. You're in the mic zone. We're in the truth zone. In 2015, I was driving home from my then boyfriend's house pretty late at night, around midnight, when I saw...
He lives at 43.
When I saw the black shuck.
I know that. I've heard of that.
It's like a dog. It's a big dog.
A big black dog with like red eyes.
Yeah. Oh, that's where the story goes. Yeah.
It's really big in the UK. I feel like that's what... Do you know in Harry Potter, there's like the... What's that guy's name? The guy was in jail in Azkaban. Anyway, I'm pretty sure there was a character that was...
How about, Keith, you shook my dick?
Hey!
That's what I say.
That was good. I enjoyed that.
I live in a village near Ipswich in Suffolk. I was driving back from Ipswich towards my village, but I had to go back roads home because the road works on the main dual carriageway. I don't know what made me drive the way home that I did, because it was a bit of a longer drive, but I decided to drive through Claydon Village along the old A14 and back through Needham Market, where I lived. Any of our English listeners, this sounds very specific.
You'll probably find her.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You would just doxed her.
Yeah. Sorry, Chelsea. So this road runs parallel to the dual carriageway, but once you get out of Claydon, there's a stretch where there are no houses, just trees on either side of the road, much like where we are now. There's a black shock here. Shock me off. On the right side, there is Shrubland Hall.
Okay.
Sure. Which is a huge private estate, I believe it, and at the time was in a very dense forest. But it's not unusual to see deer on the road, so I never drove particularly fast in case a deer ran out in front of me. I was driving through this forested area, but there was no streetlights, just my headlights on full beam. Up ahead, I saw what I thought were someone else's rear lights. I could just see two glowing circles ahead, so I turned my high beams off so I didn't disorient the driver in front. As I carried on driving, I realized these brake lights aren't moving, and I'm getting closer to them. I thought maybe it's someone broken down or pulled over for some reason. I carry on, but I slow down in case I need to get assistance for this other driver. I quickly realized from this point those red lights weren't from a car. Keith. Something else.
Mothman.
They were too high up to be the rear lights from a car. There was no car I could see, just these red circles, the size of saucers. I don't know why, but something told me to stop driving. There was no one else on the road, no other cars. I was alone, but I could hear something. It wasn't a noise that I've ever forgotten. It was a very low, very deep growl, like a dog. The red circles moved, and I could just see this giant black wolf-like creature staring at me, moving towards me. I couldn't move. I was completely frozen. It was as tall as a horse, but definitely wolf-like. Huge glowing eyes, and it looked like it was floating.
Ooh.
I've heard of the Black Shuck, and I know some people have reported seeing it around Suffolk, but I never believed it. I always thought it was just a scary story to tell kids. There is a famous sighting from the 1500s or something, and a few odd ones here and there, but nothing substantial, and I don't think many people have even heard of it. Seeing the Black Shuck is seen as an omen of death or misfortune.
That story we done in the podcast. Remember, it was one of the first ones we did about the witch. What was his name? Charles
Walton.
Charles Walton, yeah. Didn't he see
Yeah,
Black
there's a
Shuck?
black dog in that
he seen
story
Black Dog in
too.
that. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
And then he died, yeah.
Whoa.
Weird.
This is creepy. I don't know what happened to make it leave me alone, but I turned into the forest on the right-hand side of the road again, and it looked like it was floating. I couldn't tell you how long this whole encounter was. I couldn't tell you how long I sat frozen in my car, but I ended up carrying on and driving home. I didn't sleep for days. I was convinced I'd seen my future and I was going to die any day now, or have something terrible happen to me. But that didn't happen. Not straight away. Instead, what happened, and has continued to happen for the next 12 years, about 30 of my family members have died.
Jesus.
30.
My God.
Jesus Christ. Through various causes, illnesses, car accidents, etc. Which doesn't sound weird, I know. 30
That
does
sound weird. That's really weird.
Yeah, unless all of them are like your grandparents. You have like 30 grandparents and great uncles and shit like that. Okay.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
At least 10 of them died within a week of seeing me.
Okay.
One of my cousins was... I hope I'm not going to die because I'm reading your story. I feel like this is like one of those third degrees of Kevin Bacon.
I'm glad you're reading it.
Yeah, exactly. Shit. One of my cousins was killed in a car accident a week after I'd seen him in the supermarket. Another cousin died of sepsis on New Year's Day 2019, a week after I'd seen him on Christmas Day. 3 of my mum's uncles were diagnosed with the same type of cancer in the same year and died within 6 months of each other, all after seeing me at a family funeral.
Oh, weird. Oh, imagine this was like The Ring. So like after you reading that, you've got 7 days. And you watching it, you've got 7 days.
You have just truly screwed the old Mike over. I know.
I'm fine though. I'm fine.
I'll take over. But you're hearing it. Maybe this is like Smile. Like everybody who hears the story. Chelsea, I think you might be doing this all. I am very sorry for your losses because you have lost a lot of people. But I feel like you're spreading this shit.
It's probably to break the curse.
I know this sounds stupid, and I know you're going to read this and laugh about it.
No,
sort of, but not really.
That's horrendous. I'm sorry.
And I honestly believe I was cursed that night. Since that night, I've attempted suicide 3 times. Wow, this is dark. All different ways of trying and survived. I believe this is linked to seeing the Black Shuck. I feel like I've had this following me around and will continue to follow me until I die. We are ending this on such a bright note, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
A person who was doomed by the Shuck. Call me delusional, but I'm convinced this is true. I've never told anyone this before, well, except my therapist. And us, no.
No, what's it?
We're basically therapists. And you won't convince me that this isn't real. I'm not going to try.
No.
I've driven the road since, but never alone and never in the dark. I'd be too scared that I would see it again. Highly unlikely, I know, but I won't take the risk. Thank you for reading. If you see this, you get thousands of these, so I don't doubt, but this seems to be the type of story you guys would find interesting. Chelsea, definitely find it interesting.
Yeah.
I also feel like I am cursed.
Yeah, you're next.
We're also deep in the woods right now, as you guys can see. And, Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween, everybody, and I hope those stories of ghosts and goblins and the Black Shook and how we're all sort of cursed now.
Yeah, we're all cursed now. Thanks.
So that's what a great time of the year.
This is the last episode.
Yeah, exactly. Hope you enjoyed it. Well, I think this was fun though.
I enjoyed it.
This was great. Probably shouldn't end on a curse. So Keith, end it on a happier note, please.
Oh, where do we go from there?
Are you gonna go trick or treating now?
Absolutely. I need to get some more monkey nuts.
Need to get some more cans from
Yeah,
the next door
man.
neighbours.
Yeah.
Let's go
Back to that house.
Clack. All right, folks. Thank you so much for listening to this whole episode of the TCP. Happy Halloween to all of you. It is the greatest time of the year right now.
And you listen to the greatest podcast.
You are. So what better way to celebrate? All right, we'll be back in a couple of days.
Yep.
This is going up on Friday, which is actually Halloween. So on Friday, we'll have a brand new episode for you.
Yep.
And tune in then.
See you Monday.
And I'll see you.
See you.
That's your. All right. I love you. Mike out.